What about my love? Wasn't it enough? Just let me know.
First game up, man. Texas versus Kansas State. Take us away, good sir.
So I believe I picked Kansas State in this one. Kansas State's just a tough team all around, and people forget Mizzou beat Kansas State, but barely. That was a great game, and now we know Mizzou is just that caliber of a team. Quinn Ewers is still going to be out in this game. Did you get a chance to watch Malik Murphy last week?
I did. Yep.
I don't think he looked very good, or just not ready. I mean, it's his first start, but he just didn't look very impressive to me.
And we were hyping him up too.
I know. I mean, he's obviously gifted and everything, but I don't think he's quite ready to just be thrown in the fire. I think Kansas State might actually just go ahead and snag him. Texas has been kind of slipping a little bit. You know, they do this every year though. They're kind of up and down. But Kansas State's been consistently good. I mean, they could go to the Big 12 title. So could Oklahoma State. Those two things are still completely possible.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Kansas State is going to come in and upset them as well. I hate to say it, they just got the formula to do it, right? So if I'm looking at some of the teams that they've already played, which one of them is Houston, they beat the brakes off of Houston 41-0 versus Texas, who struggled against them 31-24. And I think they should have smashed BYU. And I mean, they did, but not in the way that I thought they were going to, 35-6. But one of the most impressive wins thus far, well, actually, yeah, and one of the most impressive wins thus far is TCU. They beat the brakes off of them 41-3 for Kansas.
Yeah,
and like you said, there was another close game against Mizzou, and we're slowly finding out that Mizzou is no joke. I think Will Howard can be one of the better quarterbacks in college football when he's on point.
Mm-hmm.
And the toughest thing for me though is they're playing in DKR. Like, you know, that's a tough place to play. It's one of them. It's going to be a morning game for them, and Texas plays really good in the morning and not in the evening for whatever reason over the last couple of years. But statistically, you know, I like to look at the stats like Don. I mean, total yards, they're pretty much the same. 464 for Kansas, 454 for Texas as far as total yards on offense, defense, 343.8. 328 for Texas on yards allowed. And I mean, it's so similar. They're kind of grasping at straws here. So I think one of the biggest factors for me is just looking at how close that Houston game was. And they just came off of beating the crap out of TCU and Houston back to back. And Texas has come off of, you know, losing to Oklahoma, winning a close game against Houston, and, you know, should have put 40 points up on BYU, and they didn't with Malik Murphy. So,
yep.
I don't know. I'm going off the fact that I think Kansas State is just going to pull this upset out. I know, you know, I haven't been that good at picking upsets this year, but it just everything points to it's Texas for real. They're both 4-1 in the conference, so this means a lot for both of these teams. If one of them loses, that's it, most likely. If Texas loses this game, I don't think Oklahoma's probably going to lose another one. I mean, I don't think they're losing again. So we might be looking at a Kansas State-Oklahoma or Big 12 championship. This game is going to decide that, I think. So,
hey man, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, Big 12 title. Send Oklahoma and Texas on their way. It's possible, but no. I agree.
Oklahoma State already won it. They already won against Kansas State, so they have that.
Yeah, right. Well,
and I mean, they're tied for number one. Well, yeah. Oklahoma State's got to lose against. Well, if Oklahoma wins against them, then that's it for Oklahoma State.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. So it's interesting, man. I mean, Iowa State is number one, and So we got Oklahoma, Iowa State, Oklahoma State, Texas, Kansas State that are all tied #1 in the Big 12 as far as conference record. Iowa State is 4-1 in the conference.
I know. I read
Wait,
it
what
earlier
the
too. I
hell?
said, this is sneaky. This is some sneaky right here.
Hold up. So they beat Baylor, Cincinnati, TCU, lost against Oklahoma, won against Oklahoma State. That's right. They lost against Ohio and Iowa and Northern Iowa. Okay.
Hey.
Well, my bad. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. Them and the Cyclones, man. The Cyclones. They got my boy Rocco Beck down there, Anthony Beck's son, doing his thing.